All right, 2 years later, I hear sloshing in the footwell again. So this screw, that bolt, not this screw, that screw, and there was one, and that screw right there. And then you just move this. Where is it? Right there is the hole. And that was not even dripping at all. This was totally clogged with all that crap. And that's all the water that came out. Oh, there's all the rest of the junk. Just crazy. Only 2 years later and it's clogged again. Friggin' ridiculous. So I think I'm not gonna put this back in. I'm not gonna put this back in. Now I'm gonna reach up in there and see if it's all muddy. And I cleaned it out 2 years ago of all the dirt, but I think when you have all this much water in there and you pull that out, it drains it all out anyway. And this car has been parked in the garage since yesterday after a pour. So that's what is that, like 2 or 3 gallons of water? I was going around a corner and you hear it like a friggin' fish tank. The other side I know is dripping. That side always usually drips. This side always completely clogs where it doesn't even drip. All right. So next is going to be doing the other side. So another way, this is just crazy. Another telltale sign that this side is completely full of water is, listen, I should have recorded this before I cleaned that. That is very loud. Before I pulled that plug, you could barely hear that beep. So that must be somewhere in this area. And I hope it's not all corroded. I just hope. Hopefully the MMI will stop shorting out and start working again after it all dries up. I gotta clean the right side. Nope. All right, so this is just going over this T25. A T20 will fit, but if you have ones that are a little rusted, you're going to strip them. Okay, passenger side, you got this screw, that screw. You have to take off that nut, and I believe you have to take off that one, and then there's one underneath here. You see how this side drips. The other side just completely clogs, and that's just bad for all the electronics. And this one, I believe, is right there. Oh, would it fall out? Oh, that one fell out. Yeah, because these bottom ones rust out, and they actually have a different thread pattern. They're a little coarser. The other side, the bottom one, the piece of metal that's going out is starting to rust and break off, so I have to rust protect it. All right. This is how you know this is clogged. This down here is all wet. And it's dry up here. That means it's slow dripping, which you already see it's dripping. And I believe the other side had the same thing. It was wet down below. Yeah, it's wet down here. That's your telltale sign. Well, it's even wet worse, but you'll see down below, right about there, it'll be wet where up here is dry. That's the other sign that is clogged. Okay, so you pull this out from the metal, And then you'll see your windshield wiper thing, and that's where your windshield wiper motor is going to be. And then you push back, and you see up there that dirty, dirty girl. Alright, so let's see if we can film this. It's a gusher, Ned. And that's the loveliness of it. So, I don't think I'm going to leave those rubber things in anymore. There goes another gallon or two of water. Wonderful. And I'm almost certain that's why my MMI stopped working and is shorting out once in a while. Look at this. I just don't think I'm gonna put these back in. Because they slow the flow of water. Oh, I'd like to put a scope up there. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to put a scope up there and see all the burned out electronics. Alright, so when this side is clogged, this is the driver's side, or the left side, depending on Europe or whatever, you're going to see that. You're going to see that wet down there. But this is all dry. That's a good sign that this is clogged. And on mine, this left side doesn't seem to drip. The water just seems to collect and collect and collect. Okay, so this bottom one here seems to have a coarser thread. See, that's the one that came out of there, and that's the other one. If you try to put one of these into that hole, it'll just fall out. So you need to make sure you use the one with the coarse thread. Also to note, where this is screwing into right there, this piece of metal on mine is starting to rot, and I can move it. I don't know why it's not moving now. So I'm gonna have to rust coat that. Right, because I'm not pushing up on it. Oh, there you see it. You see it moving now. So I'm gonna have to rust coat that so it stops rusting. There's like chips coming off it. I mean, it serves no purpose, I don't think, except to hold that bolt. Let's see. Let's get a bit of look at that piece of metal. Yeah, I don't think it. Yeah, it's screwed on. It's replaceable. Gee. So it's screwed here and here. So it's replaceable. But why bother? All it does is hold that screw. That's the only point of it. So as soon as that dries, I guess that isn't moving because it's rusted. It's just moving because how it's made. But either way, when it dries, I'm gonna rust coat it. Okay, now I'm gonna scope that hole. I'm gonna take a picture.
No!
What are you doing?
Don't take a picture of me.
I'm not.
So why do you think you'll take a picture?
I'm not. What are you doing?
Making a picture.
On what? The party hat?
Yeah,
What's the party hat for?
for a party.
Oh.
You know that already.
You do?
Yeah, you're coming.
Oh. That one you're coloring a lot.